I'll ask it. The contrast, by its nature, is not comfortable.
Contrast by its nature is fantastic.
That's what I would like to feel more.
Fantastic. So you go to a buffet and they've got two things. You can have that or that. I think I'll go to another buffet where they have more to choose from. So call contrast choices. Call it variety rather than contrast. It's variety. Because the only thing that makes contrast feel bad is your poor choice.
I'm not getting that. Could you elaborate a little bit?
Really good, wasn't it? What makes contrast not feel good is choosing poorly. And what does choosing poorly really mean? I've chosen different from who I really am and what I really want. In other words, when you find fault with someone and you feel that negative emotion, you've chosen poorly. Your inner being never chooses poorly. And that's a wonderful thing, because your inner being is always a vibrational match to the furthest, most expanded part of you. And when you choose less than that, so contrast in and of itself conceptually is a really good thing. Call it variety. But diverging from my furthest, most expanded beingness doesn't feel good. So don't call it contrast that doesn't feel good. It's choosing a vibration that doesn't allow the fullness of who I am that doesn't feel good. What's going to happen to you? After you've spent a few days, and you will, it is our promise to you, more substantially every day flying high, and the benefit of it you'll find yourself clearer about things than you've ever been, more coordinated, more words on the tip of your tongue, more satisfaction in conversations with friends, just a more dynamic, more good feeling, exhilarating life, just like you intended when you came. And you've all had those experiences, so you know what we're talking about. But more consistently, and therefore more deliberately, you'll be feeling that. And then when that contrast comes and you slip a little bit, you're right, intolerable. In fact, Esther wrote the word intolerable. I will not tolerate this. And she's talking to herself. Why go there and feel this way when that choice is available? And then what comes is a determination, a sort of mindset that, well, I know what to do. First, I'll choose it every morning, do my best to do that every day. That's simple enough. I can do that. And then I'll be aware of how I feel, how I'm feeling. And if I catch myself moving down a train of thought that doesn't feel so good, then I'll draw it back from it and focus somewhere else. And I'll just pay attention. Once you are solidly feeling good, then when variety comes, it doesn't knock you off your disc. It's variety in the way that you meant it to be. It's choices again. So you're going to get pretty good at realizing that every thought you have that's contrasting doesn't have to feel bad. It can be clarifying. In other words, sometimes in your most aligned state, something else comes into it because it is the same subject. And even though there's resistance in that subject, this is the time for you to lay new pipes about it. You see what we're getting at? So you can't get it wrong. You never get it done. You can't get it wrong. You never get it done. But we want to say to you, it's supposed to be way more fun than most of you are letting it be. It's supposed to be way more fun. We want you to vacillate from so funny you can't tell what the other one is saying to interesting. Just stay up there, mostly, and dip a little for clarification every now and again. You've been through phase one, folks. You don't have to go back to phase one. You don't have to justify or rationalize or defend. And most of all, you cannot explain it to anybody. And those on your disc get you. So if you're on the Omri disc and they're getting you, then what's to talk about anyway? They got you so much, they're there with you. Having the experience with you. That's why you're complaining together. So then Esther began trying to discover the distinction. What's the distinction between complaining and making a request? And we say, big distinction, isn't it? Complaining about something is far different than making a request of the universe. You can stay on your high-flying disc while you're requesting, but you got 17 seconds to decide if it's a request or a complaint. And you can tell by the way it feels, by where it goes next.